Hi everyone, how are you today? I just thought I would come on and do my April 2024 recap ramblings update with you all and go through the pens and the inks that I used for the month and how I enjoyed them. I'm also going to give you a bit of a journal update as well and some other things that I have tried this month. So we'll start off with the pens and inks that I used for the month, and I did end up adding more to the lineup. So I initially started out with these pens and inks. This one, actually we'll go through from beginning to end first. Let's try that. So the TWSBI Diamond 580 in Smoke Rose Gold, I wrote dry, and it had Teranashi Gentle Green. That was a carryover from last month, and it was just such a lovely pairing. Really enjoyed it. So that was the first one. The second one, the Just Turnings Deluxe in Blue Abalone, is this gorgeous pen. I had it with Robert Oster Grey Seas, and that was also written dry quite early on in the month actually. I just enjoyed it so much, and the Grey Seas was just a perfect pairing for it. The next one we had, that was a carryover from the month before too. This is the Leonardo Memento Zero Grande 2.0 in Planetary Nebula. Has a medium nib, and I had it inked with Pelican Edelstein Jade. Beautiful, flowed lovely. This has a very wet nib on it, and I find the Pelican Edelstein Jade to be a dry ink, so they worked together quite well. Now the next one we had was the Lamy Safari in Cozy Cream. I don't actually have it here with me at the moment, but I ended up emptying that. So I put Robert Oster Lime Regis Grey in that, and it's a really pretty ink. It's a beautiful soft grey, and it has this rose gold pinky shimmer to it, and it's a really, really beautiful ink. However, that Lamy Safari it was not going to write with it, so I ended up having to empty that and clean it out, so didn't really write with it. The TWSBI Eco Tea and Saffron inked with Diamine Shimmertastic Cocoa Shimmer. Another beautiful combination. I still have some ink left in it, so that will be carried over to next month. The Jinhao 159 in black with a medium nib. I had that inked, or still have it inked with Robert Oster Green at Night. Now that is this, it's not a 159, I think it's a 9019 Jinhao. I think the 159s are the metal bodied one of this. This is the resin one. So it's a lot lighter. It was a pen given to me by pen friend Ray, and it is a chunky monkey pen. I don't need to, I guess you could post it if you wanted to. That would make it a bit back heavy for me. But I actually really enjoyed writing with this pen. It was comfortable in the hand. I thought it would be too wide for me, but it wasn't. It was really comfortable in the hand, and I had the Robert Oster Green at Night in it, and which just flowed beautifully. And the converter in this pen is just enormous, but I've got a little bit of ink left in that, so I'll probably actually write that dry today or tomorrow. But yeah, I have really, really enjoyed this pen. It's been fun to play with. Now the next one we had was the Benu Euphoria and Goulet Pens exclusive Earl Grey tea, and I had it inked with Birmingham Pen Company Copperhead. I wrote that dry, and then it actually comes back into the lineup later on. Now the Philco Desiree, that's this one. This was from my Penefactor AM. I had that inked with Robert Oster Copper, and I wrote that dry. It was a really, it's a very comfortable pen, really comfortable pen. The only thing I found is the Robert Oster Copper ink was probably a little bit too dry for this pen. So next time I think I will put a wetter ink in it, but it was very comfortable, and it was a good writer. It was lovely to use. The next one is Lambito. I don't know how to say that or pronounce it properly. 3062. It's a metal pen with a fine nib, and I had it inked with Pilot Iroshizuku Togasumi, and it was written dry. Now this pen is a lot like a Kaweco Sport, I would say, as far as the body type, but it has a hooded nib. So I'll just show you that. It has a hooded nib, and it is, sorry, that's why I say my voice comes and goes. It's a very heavy pen. Like, I guess if you didn't post it, it would be fine, but then I almost find it a little bit too small and not as well balanced. So it was an interesting pen to write with. And I found with the hooded nib, I had to hold it a certain way in order for it to write. But when it did write, it wrote really well and was a very smooth nib. So that may actually be a pen that I pass on to someone else at some stage. But yeah, it was a great writer. Next one is the Pilot Vanishing Point inked with Robert Oster Barossa Grape. That was a beautiful combination. This was actually my son Oscar's pen. He didn't want the black and gold one anymore. He actually bought this with his own money about 2 years ago, and he really liked the look of the matte blue and matte blue and black vanishing point. So I said to him, if he gave me this one, I would buy him the vanishing point in the matte blue and black, and he was very happy with that. But that means I've now got a vanishing point in my collection. So I've got my Decimo too, which is a little bit narrower, and I thought that this might be a little bit too big for my hand, but I've actually really enjoyed it. And my husband he's got it's now his matte black vanishing point, and then he ended up finding tucked away in a drawer in a nice little pen sleeve his original vanishing point, and he said he was happy just to have one. I mean, who only wants one pen? But that's him. He just wanted the one pen, so I actually sold that one for him, and it went to one of my pen friends. So that's the story behind that. This Esterbrook SD in Rainforest with a broad nib. This has the juiciest nib on it. It's such a beautiful pen to write with. I had it inked with Robert Oster Gold Antiqua, and it was a lovely combination, flowed really well. So I was actually, because usually I put Kaio no Oto, Kokiro in it. Yeah, sorry. Trying to think, and multitask is not my forte at the moment. So it was nice to find another ink pairing that actually worked well in this beautiful pen that kind of goes with the resin. You know, this colour kind of picks up some of these yellow undertones in it. So that was lovely. Then we were going away to Sydney. I had written pens dry, so I thought I need to ink up some more pens because I wanted more variety. So that's what I did. The next one I inked up was a Sailor 1911 Standard, and it's got a broad nib, and I had it inked with, and it's still inked with Sailor Shikiori Tokuamatsu. There isn't a whole lot left in it, but that's been beautiful to write with. Now the next one, the Twisby Diamond 580 in White Rose Gold, and I've got it inked with Ferris Wheel Press Buttered Popcorn. This has a medium nib on it. It has written really well, don't get me wrong, but I think I much prefer buttered popcorn in a broad nib pen. So when I put buttered popcorn in this pen, it's just magic across the page, right? It lays down a lot of ink, so you get to see all that beautiful shading with the buttered popcorn ink. In the medium nib, I didn't see as much of that, so although it worked well enough, I would probably put this ink in a broad nib pen again, not a medium nib pen. The next one we have is the Twisby Diamond 580 in pink with a broad nib, and I've got it inked with Robert Oster Orange Zest. There's still quite a bit of ink left in this one, so I will probably carry this over to next month, or actually it will be carried over to next month. Now we've got the Earl Grey tea back again. This is the Bennu Euphoria exclusive with Goulet pens. Originally I had it inked with Birmingham Pen Company Copperhead. That was written dry. So then I decided I wanted to try Ferris Wheel Press Steeped Umber in it, and that is writing beautifully. It's a really lovely pairing. It matches the resin in the pen really well as well. And steeped umber, it just reminds me of tea, so you know, it kind of goes. The next one I tried and have written dry is the Opus 88 Coloro. Has medium nib, a very juicy medium nib. And I had it inked with Robert Oster and Melbourne Pen Show 2022 Melbourne Rose, and that's been written dry, and that was a beautiful ink. So originally, when I first got this pen, I put Colourverse Brunch Day in it, which I really loved, but I wanted to try another, lighter pink ink in it, and the Melbourne Rose worked very well in it. Now this little guy here, I had Monteverde blue suede cartridge in it for like months and months and months, and I finally wrote that dry. So then I decided to put another ink cartridge in it to go away to Sydney, and that was Diamine Sierra. It has still got Diamine Sierra in it, not a great deal left, but I don't reach for this pen enough. It gets put in my handbag, so it cops a beating and gets thrown around a fair bit, but it is such a comfortable pen to write with for long writing sessions. So I've found myself pulling it out of my handbag and actually writing with it for letters and journaling, and really enjoyed it. So I can see this is going to be one I'm going to have constantly inked up going forward. The next one I have is the Sailor Pro Gear Slim in Princess Kagawa, and it's got the 14 karat medium fine nib, and I have it inked with Sailor Ink Studio 573. That is working very well. This Sailor Ink Studio 573 reminds me a lot of Colourverse Brunch Date, which we used last month. Where is that? Here, over here. So it reminds me a lot of this Colourverse Brunch Day. So, but that is working well. That is still inked up, so that will be carried across for next month. Oh, and I wrote Banner Euphoria twice because I've forgotten that I'd written that up there. The next one I've got here is the little, I've really got into pocket pens this last month. I just really appreciated them a lot more than what I have been. So this is my first pocket pen I ever got, and I have had it for about 6 or 7 years now, I think. So it's the Kaweco Sport in white with a fine nib, and I've got it inked with Jehaban at Poussière de Lune, and that is still inked up, so that will be carried forward to next month as well. Now, where is it? Here. I got 2 new pens. They were very inexpensive pens that I got off Temu. This one was off Amazon, the other one was off Temu. Now this is the Mahjong A2 in dark green. It has an extra fine nib. So a little hooded nib. It is a knockoff, I guess, of the Pilot Vanishing Point, and writes very well. Like this extra fine nib, I put a really wet ink in it because I wanted to see, like an ink that I use all the time that I know how it behaves. I wanted to put it in this pen and to see whether it was a wet writer or a dry writer, whether the nib was scratchy, and it wasn't. It was very enjoyable to use, and I was quite surprised by how well it wrote given the price of it. But yeah, so that's another one that will be in regular rotation, I think. And then I got this one off Temu. This is the Jinhao 82 Mini in cream and black. It's got a fine nib. It is a postable pen. And I had, I've still got to clean it out. It's been written dry, but I've got to clean it. It has Pilot Oroshizuku Tsutsuji in it. And that flowed and wrote really well also. So that was another one that I enjoyed. So yeah, quite a few pocket pens. If you look at all these, quite a few pocket pens this month that I really enjoyed and don't always reach for, but it made me really sit back and appreciate them, and I'll be writing with them a lot more. Have I even got this one? Oh, so this had it's got a cartridge in it, and it's got Diamine Ancient Copper in it, so that'll probably be carried forward as well. So yeah, So they were the pen and ink pairings that I had for April. I'll just move this over a bit. Sorry, I haven't even been in frame for the whole way. Isn't that terrible? I've only just discovered that. Sorry, everyone. All over the shop here today. So that's how I enjoyed all of those. And when I look at this, I've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 20 pens inked up this month. And most of them have been written dry. So that's been very enjoyable. So that's that. And then I thought this is my little, back over here, my little Hobonichi weeks. And that's been kind of used, kind of not, but I didn't do a lot in that. But as far as bottled inks go, I'm still sitting on 99 bottled inks. Ink samples went up by 10 because I received 10 of the Birmingham Pen Company ink samples from Pen Friend Priscilla, which I'm so grateful for. Thank you again, Priscilla. And then fountain pens went up by 3. And I'm trying to think. It was this one. And what was the other one? I can't think of the other pen that I got. Why is it up by 3? I don't know. I can't think as to why it's up by 3. But anyway, so 3 new pens were added to my collection. Why is it 3? What was the other one? Oh, anyway, it doesn't matter. So, maybe I've written it in the back here. Oh yeah, the Kaweco Sport Macchiato. So it was these were 3 new pens that I got in April and used. So that's how that's going. And then the other thing I started to do is as well, I've got these Gallon Leather everyday books that have Tomoe River paper in them, and it's the 52 GSM white paper. And so what I've decided to do in here is I have a page for each pen, and then every time it is inked up, I'm actually going to write in here what it's been inked up with and the date. So that's what I've decided to do going forward. So this book will be purely for that, just to document each pen, what I'm inking it up with, the date that I'm inking it up with. And I guess at the end of the year, it will give me a better idea of the pens that I'm reaching for over and over again, and the ones that I could perhaps move on to other homes because I'm just not using. So that's a work in progress. And then my journal, which is getting lots of lovely little marks on it, that's been going really well. So I'm still using the monthly layouts. This was my monthly layout for April. And then I'm using these weekly pages. So I think last month I went up to there with you. So that's been working well. This is just where I put some stickers or little photos or positive quotes, things that I want to remember, weather, how I'm feeling, what I've done for the day, happy mail that I may have received. It's a really random kind of page, but this has been working really well for me. And it's also a nice way, like looking at these pages makes me happy because it's just an array of color. It's a rainbow on a page essentially. So it's been really enjoyable to use, and I've used stickers in here as well. So that's been great. Still, yeah, that was when we were in Sydney. I had actually hoped to do a lot more. Well, actually, I'd hoped to visit some stationery stores whilst we were in Sydney. And my 2 older boys, they stayed home. They're like almost adults. Well, they are adults, really. So they stayed home and looked after the dogs, and it was just my husband, my youngest, and I that went down to Sydney and piggybacked off his business trip. And so I had all these grand plans of things that we were going to do for that week, and it just didn't happen because poor Bella got really sick. She has a very weak immune system. I won't go into all the nitty-gritties and the details of it, but has a very weak immune system, and it doesn't take a great deal for her to get really unwell very quickly. So we ended up, apart from one day where we caught up with family, we ended up spending pretty much the whole week in a hotel room, which was, a little bit sad, and she was very sad about it. But it is what it is, we just had to look after her and make sure she was okay. So that was that week. And then this has just been the last week just gone. Once again, just really enjoying and having that rainbow of colour. And I guess it also makes me stop and think about something positive to write down, as opposed to just putting all the woe is me's down kind of thing, if that makes sense. So yeah, and then back to, these are the daily pages. And last month, towards the end of March, I decided that I wanted to use a different pen for every sort of like different subject matter that I was writing about. And I'm really enjoying that as well, how it's all just sort of chopped up and changed a bit. I only read one book this last month, so that was by Lucinda Riley, The Storm Sister. I'm actually really enjoying that series of book of her, The Seven Sisters. I don't know if any of you have read them, but they're quite good. Have a bit of like history, well, not history, but fictional history, I should say, and then a bit of the modern, so all mixed in together. So that was nice. This is a Karina Loves to Plan sticker. These little rainbow stickers are from Simone's Ko-fi page. You can actually purchase them and download them and print them yourself, which is very handy. So yeah, this is just randomness, I guess, going through, exploring each day. I got some more stickers from Karina Loves to Plan, so I stuck her label from the envelope in here. Really enjoying these. This is from a pet washi tape, not washi tape, pet tape from Peon, I believe, or is it? Yeah, Peon. So they're fun to play with, and they just come on this big roll, and I just fussy cut them and stick them into my sticker release book. So yeah, just more of the same, I guess. Oh, this didn't actually happen on this day, but I came across this photo and printed it. I'd made my kids heart-shaped pizzas for dinner that night on Valentine's Day, so that was nice. This is totally me, early bird, night owl, permanently exhausted pigeon. I'm the permanently exhausted pigeon, pretty much all the time. So, yep. Oh, these stickers, these were from my pen friend Alice. And what else? Oh yeah, quote stick. It isn't what we say or think that defines us, but what we do. Jane Austen. So this is just, I think this was a new washi tape that I got. This is when we're in Sydney. I knew Bella was really, really sick because we went out on the first night, and I took her to a restaurant nearby called Pancakes on the Rocks, and she ate 2 mouthfuls of her pancake. So I knew she was really unwell then. This is more Sydney, sitting in a hotel room, not doing a great deal. This is when we caught up with family on the Thursday. I posted some letters. This is where we stayed, the Shangri-La in Sydney. It's a very nice hotel. And then in the lobby, they must have had it left over from Easter. They had this Alice in Wonderland sort of rabbit display in the lobby of the hotel. And yeah, I got? So, no. So yeah, just fluid in sarcasm. Oh, this lovely sticker is from Shauna from Serial Nana. I just absolutely loved this, so I wanted to stick that in there. Don't look back, you are not going that way. So true. And this is a non-alcoholic wine that I got onto. It's a rosé prosecco and it hasn't got alcohol in it, so that was actually really nice. Anzac Day, I made Anzac Day is a little bit like it's for all our men and women who have served in wars, and we remember them and celebrate them on Anzac Day. And so, but women in World War One actually used to make these Anzac biscuits and send them across to loved ones in war. And the reason they did that is because they actually didn't have any eggs in them or anything, so they actually stayed like preserved pretty well and were still edible by the time they reached their family overseas. So they were sent by wives and women groups to soldiers in World War One. So that was it. And ANZAC actually stands for Australia and New Zealand Army Corps, if you're wondering. I received some happy mail from Dagmar, so pen friend Dagmar. So, and these are photos that she has taken, and she's printed them onto washi stickers, and I just love the feel of washi stickers, just that smoothness, that tactile sort of feeling. I love that. And this was some of the washi tape off her nail. And then these are some stickers that I printed off. So pen friend Tina actually had stamped some stickers and cut them out for me and sent them with her happy mail. And so I messaged her and said, hey, where did you get those? They're fantastic. And they actually come from a company called Everyday Explorers Co. in the US. And they sell these, they sell a lot of digital printables as well. But they sell these clear stamps that you can purchase, and they're very reasonably priced. But for me in Australia, we have to, like, for every US dollar, it's $1.50 Australian. So it ends up being a little bit more expensive, and to ship them is a little bit more expensive as well. I think it was $17 US, which is very reasonable really for international shipping. But when you convert it to Australian dollars, it ends up being quite a bit more. So I just bought some digital printables that I can actually use over and over again. And these were some of the ones that I got. These are also, this was from Pet Tape, the pen friend Tina sent me. Oh, and then I haven't actually updated for yesterday was Sunday. I took Bella and her little friend Amelia to the movies to see Kung Fu Panda 4. So that's it. And we're almost at the end of the month. I can't believe it's Monday today here in Australia. I can't believe we're almost at the end of another month. But I thought what I'd do is I'd actually... Oh, these are also given to me by pen friend Tina. And they're like pet tapes, but with like numbers. So where I've used Simona's rainbow stickers for last month, I'm actually going to use these for this coming month of May. So that's going to be fun to use as well. But I thought these are from Karina Loves to Plan. And I just wanted to, even though it's not spring where we are, it's actually autumn. These colours work for autumn as well. So I thought I'm just going to decorate the page a little bit. And with you all, we've all established that I'm not very good at decorating when it comes to these things. Do I put that on there? Oh, that might work. I'm not very good at decorating. I don't think I am anyway. When I watch some other YouTubers and they've got such a good handle on it, you know, they just know where to put things. And I struggle a little bit with that. So, but anyway, yeah, so beautiful stickers from Karina Loves to Plan. I might actually try and put a link to her, to her channel in the description below, so you can find her. And I'll also link Simone's channel below too, so you can go and check her out and check out her Ko-Fi page as well, so you can either download these rainbow stickers, and then Everyday Explorers, I'll try and remember to link that as well in the description box for you if you want to go and check them out. I have a lot of stamp sets for journaling, which is really impressive, and a lot of them for like currently inked and like fountain pens and snail mail and you name it. There's a lot there. So these, do I put one of those down here too? I'd like to put one of those down here. So yeah, so this is my sort of drop page for the month. This is where I usually put like, you know, what I've been reading, what I've been watching, any movies that I've watched. What else do I put on there? Yeah, just a random sort of page really. So, and I might use some of these for, put those in there, because I'm going to fussy cut those and put them, see how I've got them down there? I'm going to put them down here on each page. Thank you so much, Tina, for those. That was so lovely to use. So that's 2025. Oh gosh, can't get ahead of ourselves too much. Okay, so I'm going to actually put some of these down here. I think that makes sense, right? And decorate this page as well. So let me know, how has your April been? Has it been what you expected, or you know, things happened that you were not expecting? Are you managing to keep up with your journals? I'm finding I'm able to keep up with this one really well, and my currently inked and all of that. But do you know what I have let go a little bit of is the my 5-year journal, my Midori 5-year journal. So I've got to get back into that. And for the pages that I've actually I'm not using or haven't used, I thought about, rather than trying to work out where I'm at and you know what I did on those days, which I could probably work out quite easily, I thought I'm just going to maybe put positive quotes in there, or you know, some gratitude sort of journaling. We'll use those too. I might actually keep some of these for spring as well. So yeah, I might keep some of these for spring. No, I want to use this. See, this is how my brain works at the moment. All over the shop. I love these stickers though. Hang on, I need to put a little circle thing under that, I think. Just so it mirrors that corner up there. There you go. It almost looks like the sun's behind it, behind those beautiful trees. Anyway, so that's what we've got so far. I feel like it's taken me a few months to really work out how I want to use this journal, and now I'm it's working well for me. I feel like I'm in a comfortable space with it, and actually enjoying sitting down with it, as opposed to having that apprehension thinking, what am I going to do with it? So I actually look forward to actually sitting down with this in the evenings and writing and decorating or doing whatever. So that's all I have for you. Thank you so much to everyone who has watched today. Thank you to everyone who subscribes and comments. I really, really appreciate it. And we'll see you back here next time, which will probably be my currently inked for May. And I'll do my envelope giveaway then as well, where I give away 2 envelopes. It's open internationally, and it's just my currently inked sheet, a letter from me, and maybe some stickers or something, but it's another way for me to connect with you all. So make sure you keep an eye out for that, and we'll see you next time. Bye everyone, take care.